Welcome back to to our next leg in our race around the world here at the Pitstop Pals, part of the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver.
My name is Bruce Heller.
Oh, I thought it was Kevin Parnell.
No, that was when we were recording last night. I got my name legally changed between last night and this morning.
Oh, wow, that's impressive considering that the courthouse has not been opened long enough for you to do that.
Yeah, well, good thing I didn't have to do it federally, or because, government's not open. So that would have
That's
taken
true.
even longer if I had to federally get my name changed.
That's true.
Which I'm learning with I realized last week, because you know this, our audience doesn't. I'm planning a trip next year, and I had to go online and fill out a lost passport thing. And last week, I'm like, why is this take? I did that a few weeks ago. Why is this taking so long to come through? And I just for them to confirm that report. And I realized yesterday, oh wait, dummy, the feds aren't working right now.
Mm-hmm.
That took me 2 or 3 weeks to put together on why the lost passport report wasn't finished yet because they're not working.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it took you 3 weeks to figure that out.
Yeah, still about a quarter of the time that it's taking them to figure out how to reopen things. So, or will take
Yep.
probably. But that's another podcast that I don't really want to do.
Nor will we be doing.
No, because I don't know. I'm not informed enough to feel like I can talk about it publicly. So
Brett can do that one on his own.
I avoid politics unless it pops up on my news feed. So
I avoid politics even when it pops up on my news feed.
the only time I don't is like election years. I'll do some research just to be informed as a voter. But
Hmm.
there are people that like follow it and follow what's happening in Washington the way I follow TV shows, and that just sounds angerfying and depressing.
Yeah, I'm not interested. In fact, not even just politics. I don't touch the news.
Same. There are some things that just like scrolling Facebook are gonna pop up on my feed as headlines, but I don't seek it out.
Correct. Well, that's kind of my philosophy is I see enough of this bad news crap on my social media. I don't need to sit there and watch it on my TV screen too.
Agreed. We have other things to watch on our TV screens.
Like The Amazing
Segue
Race.
into our actual show.
Like The Amazing Race, season 38, episode 5, titled I Wanna Be a Little Angry Right Now.
That was
Who do you think
Izzy.
said that?
That was Izzy when they found out they got U-turned and Paige was trying to calm her down.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Good job. You
And
got
then
it for
she
once.
flipped off the picture of them.
I don't blame her.
I don't, but and this was one of my notes. I guess we'll get into this now. I don't blame her for being mad, but when you've made it so clear you don't like someone and have no interest in working with them, what exactly do you expect?
Well,
You've basically made it clear they're your enemy.
to be fair, I think this was more emotionally driven than game driven.
Oh, it was.
And I mean, just in my lens, I come up to that U-turn. I might do it, but I'm going to do it against somebody that's a little more, that I feel a little more threatened by.
Yeah. This season seems this is a product of the casting and the Big Brother twist. It's very relationships and alliance driven. They're protecting the people they're working with, which are also the people
Yeah,
at the front with them.
correct.
I don't blame Izzy for being mad about it. I also put no blame at all on Jag and Jazz. I have no issue with them either.
No, I don't have an issue with them. My thing was just more of if it was me, I probably would have played it differently.
I might have, but like, what do you expect when you've made it so clear you have it out for this team? Of course, they're not going to help you.
Well, there's a difference between not helping and actively hurting.
I don't have an issue with it, but I
I
also
don't
have
either.
no
Like I
issue with
said,
Izzy's reaction.
yeah, I would agree with that. I was just saying I would play it differently if I was
Yeah,
Jagged.
I have no issue with Izzy. That was just my reaction in the moment as I was tired was, what did you expect?
Right.
Oh, which I still feel like is a fair question. But
It is. Do you have any quotes for me, Bruce?
I do. I have. I remember them, but I wrote them down, the names down in case I didn't remember. Taylor said, I'm not supposed to be skinning a fish. I'm supposed to be in a string bikini on a yacht, which
Yep.
somehow came out as strong bikini, and I'm fixing that right now on my note. Typing for the loss, as always. And Kylan's kind of facepalm reaction to that was funny.
Hmm.
We have also at the fish skinning thing, I think it was Hannah. It was Hannah. Said it's not like I want to sound like Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't enjoy cutting open human bodies. But I can do this for sure.
And then they proceeded to not be good.
Yeah, after that performance, no one thinks you're Dahmer. Don't worry. Not that like being good at filleting or chopping things up makes you Dahmer, but you brought up the comparison. So,
Well, to be fair, I don't know that it was Hannah that was slowing him down. You got to realize that both
yeah.
members had to fillet a fish.
And speaking of the U-turn board, we have Rubina when she sees their faces on the board said, "We look cute in the picture at least." I'll give
Yep,
us that. So that's what I have. I don't have a ton because I was barely awake, but
fair enough. I have fly to Dubrovnik crochet from Jack. I have wow, that monkfish is really monkfishing from Rubina. This monkfish looks like evolution's problem.
not
That's
very
Izzy.
attractive fish.
Not at all. Then I have this string bikini thing you did. I never saw myself skinning a monkfish in Dubrovnik. I'm supposed to be on a yacht in a string bikini. Um, at least we look cute. Also a you. Um, it was certainly a weight we could have managed in another form. That was Paige talking about the nets.
Oh, yeah. That was rough.
I can't wait to call them cowards, Izzy. In a British voice, Natalie says, I don't know what I'm doing.
Rough week for them.
Yeah. Hey guys, I think it needs to lay flat. That was me. That was a Kevin quote because Natalie went, it needs to lay flat, it needs to lay flat, it needs to lay flat like 74 times.
Was that about
And
the
then she
go-kart
looked,
thing?
well, yeah. And then she looked at somebody else and said, it needs to lay flat. And then so I go, hey guys, I think it needs to lay flat.
Natalie on that go-kart thing was having a rough time.
Yeah.
And we see that as their finishing spot dropped.
I think you have chum for us. That was Izzy. Jag and Jazz, I want you to know I never followed you on Instagram. Also, Izzy.
I was gonna say that can't be anyone else.
And then Paige, with all due respect to their game, we're ready to come after them.
Yeah.
So, those were my quotes. Um, and now we can start the episode with guess what, Bruce? You were wrong.
Okay.
They aren't just taking trains.
Yeah.
they flew overnight to Dubrovnik, Croatia, to start this leg of the race. And they once they got there, they had to find and once they got there, they had to find the statue of Ivan Gondolich. And this was the great equalizer. They were all on one flight, and so it was basically starting over with these teams here. Um, an interesting thing that happened, the taxi driver gave Tucker and Eric his map.
That was very nice of him.
So they just had a map, and Tucker was like in heaven with this map, man.
That way's north. That way's north. That way's north. Reference to another one of our rewatches, but
Nice callback, Michael.
was it north or was it east? I don't remember which direction it was now.
North, north.
Okay, good.
And then we find out from Rubina and Christine that their why for doing the race is representation.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they never saw somebody who looked like them when they were kids, so they want to shine a light on that. And I think that that's valid. I think that's still a very underrepresented um, ethnicity.
Yeah,
Because like when we talk about representation, a lot of times we talk about the LGBTQ community, we talk about the Black community, we talk about even in this country, we even talk about the Mexican community because it's it's so prevalent with being right south of the United States. But um, looking over at some of those Eastern Asia areas, we don't always see an overrepresentation by any means of that.
yeah,
So good for them. And it's detour time, Bruce.
yes,
Fisherman's Hall or Skin 'em All? What do you want to tell us about it?
yeah. So with Fisherman's Hall, you get fishing nets from the West Harbor and a bucket of chum from Botasaray, and then deliver them on foot to the old port. And with
Mm,
Skin 'em All, you make your way to the old port and you fillet two monkfish before receiving your next clue.
yes. And so the people who did Fisherman's Hall, Tucker and Eric, Jag and Jazz, Adam and Joseph. And the people who did Skin 'em All were Kylan and Taylor, Stephanie and Natalie, Rubina and Christina, Izzy and Paige, Hannah and Simone, and Jack and Chelsea. Um, and we find out something interesting here as they get into filleting these monkfish. Natalie can process directions better in Spanish.
Huh.
Natalie and Stephanie are first language Spanish, second language English people,
Interesting.
which I would not have anticipated. Um, but we see them speaking in Spanish here because Natalie says that with most things she's English forward. With directions, she's Spanish forward.
Yeah.
And then we see Rubina cut herself.
Yeah, we do.
And evidently Fisherman's Hull is just easier than Skin 'em All.
Yeah.
As long as you're strong, I guess, because um we see the three teams that do it are the three all guy teams that are strong fellas, and they're the first people to be done. They beat all the monkfish people, and they find out that they need to go to the booza bar, where a double U-turn will be coming.
Yeah.
I lied. Not all of the Fisherman's Hall people beat all of the Monkfish people because Natalie and Stephanie did well at Skin 'em All, but everybody else struggled. So Natalie and Stephanie are the only Skin 'em All that beat any of the Fisherman's Hall people. But Tucker and Eric, they're in first. They chose no U-turn. Natalie and Stephanie also chose no U-turn. Jag and Jazz choose to U-turn. Izzy and Paige, we already talked about that. Izzy and Paige very much don't like them and want nothing to do with them. And in return, Jag and Jazz are going to dig that line in the sand even deeper here.
Yeah. And we
And then
talked
we
about
see
that already
what?
in both. We talked about this U-turn earlier in both sides of it, but it
Mhm,
makes for good TV.
it does. And then we see Joseph and Adam come up to the U-turn and they say, "We like Izzy and Paige, so we're going to give them a shot here." And so they U-turn Christine and Rubina. What do you think about that decision?
I thought it was interesting, and again, it just goes back to this season is very centered around helping the teams that you're working with more than it usually is with this show.
But we don't necessarily see Joseph and Adam working that closely with Izzy and Paige.
But it's doing the U-turn not to slow someone else down, but to give this team a shot. It goes back to, oh, this is our allies. We're gonna do this, which I guess we saw with 29, but it's just
Did we?
I feel like we did. Someone got U-turned, and the second one was, oh, we want to give them a chance to stay.
I'm trying to think of who that was. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I have no idea who it was, but it was dark outside, maybe. I don't know.
You're right. Mike and Liz got U-turned, and somebody. No, it wasn't Mike and Liz got U-turned. What was it?
I think it was
Yeah,
Mike and Liz.
it was. And then Tara and Joey said we like Mike and Liz, so we're gonna. I don't remember who they U-turned, but they U-turned
So
somebody.
we've seen this before, but it's not super common.
Correct.
So
But yeah, Christine and Rubina also get U-turned here. Um, and then we see Taylor and Kylan show up, and they see that both all guy teams U-turn to all girl teams, and Taylor basically lets us know that she believes this is an attack on women.
no.
She didn't use those words, but that's what she implied. Um, because she said that,
And I'm not saying no to you. I'm saying no to her for the record.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She basically said that the guys have a gentleman's agreement.
No, one team just U-turned a team that they know hates them, and their
Hmm.
friends wanted to give them a shot. You're
Yes.
reading way too deep into this, Taylor.
If you would have watched her season of Big Brother, it'd make so much more sense, my friend.
I'm sure it would, but in the context of this show, it feels like she's reading too deep into it.
Hmm. Hannah and Simone decided that they were going to leave Skinnamal and go try to do Fisherman's Hall. And then
Yeah,
they couldn't find Fisherman's Hall or find anybody that could tell them where to go. So they decided to stay.
there we go.
And then it jumps to the roadblock because literally everybody but Hannah and Simone have finished their first detour. And then we have Izzy and Paige and Rubina and Christina who are going to have to go do the other one. But having done no detours, it's just Hannah and Simone. So we get route info uh, after they get to the Booza bar that tells them about a roadblock they're going to have to do. Do you want to tell us about this roadblock?
Yes, team members have to assemble a cart called a carise and then roll down the street within 36 seconds before receiving their next clue.
Yes. And the people who did this were Tucker, Jag, Natalie, Joseph, Kylan, Chelsea, Simone, Paige, and Christine. And we also find out here that there's multiple booze bars
Yeah,
in
Because there's one where the U-turn is, which is like this little secret watering hole Mr. Phil showed us. And Izzy and Paige somehow end up at an actual bar with like drinks at some point.
Yeah, and so then they have to tell them where to go. Um, and oh, hey, I wrote here in my notes back to the Izzy versus Jag thing. Izzy is both right and wrong in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm Team Jag for sure in this little rivalry, but I understand her being so mad.
Your
Like,
team Jag because you don't like Izzy though.
he's also fun and likable, and they're such a fun team.
He is. You
And
should
we
watch his
get way
season.
more screen time with them.
You should watch his season.
I also don't love that he won after being voted out, though. So,
Yeah, but you should watch his game after he gets voted out.
true. But, like, I can't say I would or wouldn't have done what Jag did with the U turn, but if I knew someone hated me that much, I'd strongly consider it.
That's fair.
If I'm near the front anyway and there's not a team ahead of me I need to slow down or close behind me, I'd probably do it, honestly. Which might not be the smart move, but I see the thought process. But her being pissed off, yeah, I'd be that way if I was in their shoes too. So,
Right.
yeah, you're right.
Um,
They're both right and they're both wrong.
yes.
Great television. Fantastic storylines.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. That was amazing.
That was a flurry of thumbs ups.
Tucker got the cart on his first try in 33 seconds.
Yeah, Natalie did not do that.
A lot of people did not do that. But so Tucker and Eric, they finished quick. Pit stop. Fort Bocar, last team to check in will be eliminated. Um, as Tucker and Eric are now on their way there. Something that I thought was really interesting here, and I respect a lot, was when Izzy and Paige and Rubina and Christine were doing the other part of the detour. Rubina literally looked at Izzy and Paige and said, "We're not going to ask you where to go because we aren't going to put you in that position."
Yeah.
Like, we recognize this is a race. We recognize we are in the bottom two positions, and we're not going to either guilt you into helping us, which would hurt you, or make you look like the bad guy.
Yeah. Cool move.
I respect that a lot. Maybe not great gameplay, but I respect it a lot more.
Not a smart move, but a cool move that I have a ton of respect for.
Absolutely. Um, Jag, he starts to do the cart thing here, and his first run he was 2 seconds off,
Yeah,
38.55, and his cart fell apart.
it
He
did.
he lost screws all over the place, and it took him. He had to go back on the track looking for the screws that fell or the bolts that fell.
That sucks.
And then Kyland got it first try with 28 seconds.
Yeah, that was
And
really
then we
cool.
see Tucker and Eric get first place here and each get $2,500.
Yeah, they killed it again.
So another win for Tucker and Eric. My first draft pick, by the way.
When did Natalie and Stephanie arrive at the go karts? Like placement wise?
Um, I want to say second.
I thought it was like first, second, third. They end up finishing fifth, by the way.
Yeah.
So
They
if our audience is wondering why I keep pointing to them as being bad at the go karts when a lot of people were, it's because the go kart single handedly dropped them from second place to fifth place.
yeah,
That's
they
insane.
finished they got to the U-turn board second.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Jag goes the second time, got it in 35 seconds. And then Kylan and Taylor, they come into the pit stop as team number two. So your first pick got second. My first pick got first. Um,
climbing up the board.
And then Joseph got it first try in 35 seconds.
Yes.
And Chelsea, her first attempt wasn't even close, 43 seconds.
Yikes.
It's because she keeps doing this.
Yeah.
A lot of zigzags. When you're adding that much extra ground that you're covering by going from side to side, you're
Yeah.
just adding seconds onto your final.
For sure.
Hmm. And then her second attempt was a fail too. And then Natalie finally figured out her mistake with building the cart, and she got it fixed and was able to go. And then Chelsea takes her third attempt and gets her finger ran over by another cart.
Yeah.
Natalie got a 38 on her first attempt. Jag and Jazz, they're team number 3, and Joseph and Adam are team number 4. And
Yeah.
then on Natalie's second attempt, she got it in 36 seconds. So it was the building, not the racing for her. It was the
Yeah.
racing for a lot of people.
The building looks awful because of how intricate it is, but the riding down the hill looks like so much fun.
Yeah, unless you're Chelsea and you're getting things like your fourth attempt was 37 seconds.
Yeah. Being like a second or two off on this would be almost as annoying as your horse just stopping and standing still right in front of the finish line until your timer runs out.
Hmm.
Thankfully, that did not; those two things did not happen to the same person. But
Absolutely.
that horse would have driven me insane if I was about to finish in time and it just stopped until my time ran out.
Hmm. Christine tells us here that she is good at building things because she built her cat's tree.
I don't think you build trees; they grow out of the ground. But okay.
No, like her cat tree in her
Oh, like
house,
one of
like the
those little like
scratching.
climbing post things
Yeah,
with carpet all over it. Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know those were
Natalie and
called
Stephanie,
trees.
yeah, it's the cat tree.
I don't do cats
Natalie and
other than my friend Josh and Casey's cat. So,
yeah, Natalie and Stephanie, they finished team number 5. Chelsea falls off on her fifth attempt. Paige got a 42 on her first attempt, and Chelsea wrecked again. Chelsea really struggled more than anybody on this.
yeah,
And what it came down to was these final 4 teams. Paige, Christine, Chelsea, and Simone. And they're just racing and racing and racing, and they are um, struggling. I mean, Paige and Chelsea, they're stopping on halfway down because they realize they're not going to make it in time. Christine gets a 48 on her first try. Um, Simone's cart fell apart just like Jags did. She
yeah.
had to go back and fix it. Um,
Your
on
iPad camera is mystifying. It went like while you were looking down, went in and out like 3 times back to back.
the Paige finally got this on her 7th attempt on an exact 36 seconds. And Christine started to freak out, by the way. Oh, here we go. Chelsea got it on her 9th attempt. And Jack and Chelsea were team number 6, by the way.
Yeah,
Izzy and Paige are team number 7. And Christine and Simone are still just really crapping out here. Christine finally gets it in 35 seconds on her 11th attempt, and they become team number 8 to come in here. Um, and they tell us that the double U-turn gave them more confidence because both Izzy and Paige and Christine and Rubina got double U-turned and they showed up, and Simone was still at the beginning stages of her cart.
yeah.
Simone got it in on her 10th attempt in 35 seconds. But it was well too late as they became team number 9 and eliminated and my first team to go out.
Sad to see them go, but happy to see your draft finally lose a team.
The audience pick went home first, then Bruce lost 3 in a row.
But
And
my
then I
streak
finally.
stopped. And I have a
Yes.
team that's up to second place now.
You have a
So,
second, a fourth, and an eighth.
yeah. By the
Next time
way,
on, what?
speaking of, if you look at my phone here, I have two rankings lists. I did a power rankings when I woke up this morning. So I will not be doing power rankings as I go this week on the fly.
Nice. Next time on, Izzy wants revenge.
Yeah.
Stephanie and Natalie are arguing, and Jag and Jazz have car trouble. So who knows what's going to happen here? I need to find a pencil again. Gosh darn it.
Oh,
Oh, here it is. Did you have any more thoughts on that episode?
here you go. Oh
Look
wait,
at
this
that.
one's not
I
sharpened. You sharpened it while I went to the screen.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do you have any more thoughts on this episode before we go into power rankings?
It was really fun. And I do love that you still feel the need to add about this episode onto the thoughts question.
Glad that I can amuse you in such a way.
I gave thoughts not about the episode one time, and now I'm branded for life.
Exactly. Power rankings.
Yes,
Who you got in eighth?
Christine and Rubina. They've been second to last a couple. They were second to last this time. I feel like they were either second or third to last week.
Yep.
And maybe they'll do the thing some teams do where they just keep jumping one team and they're second to last every episode, but I don't have a great feeling about that.
That's fair. I also have Christina and Rubina here. Um, I think competition is just getting too stiff, and I think that their emotions might get the best of them somewhere along the way here. We see both of them break down in separate episodes now. So,
Yeah.
who do you got in seventh?
And seven, I have Jack and Chelsea, and I know they finished ahead of Izzy and Paige, but Izzy is now fueled. I can't tell about Paige. She seems a bit more calm, but
I mean, Paige.
at least half of Izzy and Paige, maybe more than half, are now fueled by rage, which can be a great motivator.
Paige said, and I quote, "With all due respect to their game, we're ready to come after them."
Yeah. I wasn't sure because of at the U-turn, she was the calm one when Izzy was like, I just want to be angry right now. And that with all due respect there, I don't see Izzy saying that. So I'm still going to label Paige as the calm one, but they're
No,
both
Paige is
fueled by
definitely the
rage.
calm one, but
What?
she's definitely the calm one, but she still is like mad at them.
So I have Jack and Chelsea in seventh for the reason that even though they finished ahead of Izzy and Paige, they don't have the rage fueling them that Izzy and Paige have.
I have Jack and Chelsea here too, and I believe wholeheartedly that it's because like Izzy and Paige only finished behind Jack and Chelsea because there was a double U-turn.
Yeah.
Um,
Imagine if we get Jag and Jazz and Izzy and Paige both in the finale.
that'd be wild. I'd love it.
I think that product at this point, like as they're filming, production's got to be rooting for that.
Yeah. Who do you got in sixth?
Izzy and Paige,
Me too.
like you said, they would have been a little bit higher without the double U-turn, but the five teams ahead of them, I still think are better. We've just got some really strong teams here.
I think I have Izzy and Paige here. I still think that they could be a better team than Joseph and Adam for sure.
I think they could be. I just don't think they are right now.
Well, Joseph and Adam are just too inconsistent
Yeah,
for me.
I don't know what to do with them.
Me
So
either.
I
And
put them at 5 this week, but who knows
that's
where
why
they'll
I
be next
also
week.
put them at 5.
Wow, this is exciting so far. Is this little streak gonna last the whole way? We shall find out.
We shall find out. Joseph and Adam, they're super inconsistent. They did decent here. This episode, they got fourth. But we've seen that one challenge can throw them at the very end. So they definitely have some glaring weaknesses that I think are a little bit deeper coded than the 4 teams ahead of them in my power rankings.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fourth?
Fourth, I really debated 3 and 4 here more than anything else. I have Natalie and Stephanie here. But here's the thing. I said last week, I think the top 3 teams overall are Tucker and Eric and Jag and Jazz and Natalie and Stephanie, and it's kind of interchangeable. I still believe Natalie and Stephanie are a top 3 team, but I couldn't put them there when they dropped so far placement wise this episode. I had to move them down somehow. And and I'll give it away. Kylan and Taylor are my 3, and here's why that is. And I debated these two. A couple weeks ago, I said I still think Kylan and Taylor can be the team I thought they were preseason, but they need to prove it to me. And the 2 episodes since then, they've done nothing but prove it to me. So they got the
Yes.
edge in this race here.
So Stephanie and Al is also who I had at fourth.
Yes.
Um, so
I love this.
the thing is, I'm not sold anymore that they're a top 3 team
That's fair.
because what we expected and anticipated from preseason is finally coming to fruition in Taylor and Kylan.
They finally arrived.
Yes.
Took
What
them.
they needed was that equalizer last week,
Yeah.
and they took full advantage of it, and now they're the Taylor and Kylan that we know they can be. And that is why they are my number 3 team.
I love this so much.
Um,
This is fantastic.
yeah,
So close to finishing this.
yeah, where you at? I think we did it.
I
Your
think we
number
did
two's
too.
Jag and Jazz. Your number one's Tucker and Eric. Mine
Yeah,
the
Jag
same.
and Jazz are 2. Tucker and Eric are 1 for me. Tucker
And
and Eric
mine's
have won 2 in a row. They passed Jag and Jazz on the best team meter for me. So,
mine's the same.
yes, we had the full same thing. I love that. What are the
I
odds?
hate it. I hate it.
I'm rubbing off on you.
No, I think it's the other way around.
Uh, I'm no. That's not how I'm going to choose to acknowledge it.
Well, I want to keep in mind that I had Tucker and Eric at the top last week, and you had Jag and Jazz, I
Well,
think.
Tucker and Eric won a second leg in a row, and Jag and Jazz finished not second, but third. So,
But my point is, I stayed the same. You're the one who conformed to me.
eh,
You can't argue. Tucker and Eric are the best team right now.
they are.
But Jag and Jazz could easily take that right back. So, I mean,
Yeah.
um, it's too early to tell end game here, but I think that both of these teams are sitting in the finale.
Those 2 are in the finale, and for the third finale spot, Kylan and Taylor and Natalie and Stephanie are competing for that, I think.
I would love it to be Izzy and Paige, though.
Again, unless we have a Mark and Brett like last season, where I spend the whole season saying they're going to be in the finale, and the second to last episode, they go home.
Yeah.
So there's always
And
that
then
Ron and Holden, Amy and Maya type that sneaks into the finale when you don't expect it.
And I said that Josiah and Alyssa were going to be in the finale the whole time, and they went home in fourth.
So one of these 4 teams that we're saying are the top 4 dogs, I feel like there's going to be a team in the finale that's not one of those. Just there always is.
And I think that's Izzy and Paige.
I hope so, just for the Jag and Jazz versus Izzy and Paige rivalry to reach the pinnacle of them competing for the win.
Outside of those top 4, I feel like Izzy and Paige are the most well-rounded team.
Yeah.
You'd probably say Joseph and Adam. I think Izzy and Paige are a better.
We both said Joseph and Adam rankings wise, but that'll change.
But that's this current spot right now.
Yeah.
Over the whole season, I think I'd still have Izzy and Paige higher than Joseph and Adam.
Joseph and Adam have a higher ceiling, but they also have a lower floor, and not knowing what to expect from them concerns me.
You've got that exactly correct. And I don't
And,
agree with you often.
and I know these are two shows you haven't watched, but like two TV shows, same concept, made by the same creators, The Office and Parks and Rec. My thing is, The Office has higher highs and lower lows. I like Parks and Rec better as a show. It's similar thing here. Joseph and Adam have a higher ceiling, but they're not always going to hit that. Izzy and
So
Paige are seeing
are you
consistency.
saying that Izzy and Paige, you like Izzy and Paige better than Joseph and Adam?
No, I'm just saying that Joseph and Adam are like The Office in this scenario. It only half works. But I'm saying, like, in the sense that I think Parks and Rec is a better show, Izzy and Paige are a better team overall.
I would agree.
Yeah.
This was a fun episode, Bruce. You got anything?
Check out
Okay.
Redbubble.
Yes, buy a clock with our faces on it. Anyway, check out our other shows on the Reality Realm Network. Tribal Council Chat. There, Bruce and Brett are every week talking Survivor 49. Check out Next Generation Challenge podcast, where Brett and TT are breaking down Challenge 41. And now you can go back and check out Roundtable Talk. We just recorded a new episode last night about the premiere of Traders Canada Season 3. And that was a lot of fun.
That was.
And like Bruce said, you can check out our Redbubble merch store. Links in the bios on our socials. You can check Facebook or Instagram at Pitstop Pals Pod. Reality Realm Network podcast on TikTok. And yeah, we have a lot of fun doing this. Interact with us. Talk to us.
Yes.
Let us know where we can improve. Let us know what you like to hear. And with all of that being said, the world is waiting for you, my friends. Good luck.
Travel safe.
Go.